Hello, my name is Jeff, and this is Brickscale Studio. Another episode of Time Machine Tuesday starts right now. Well, welcome back to Brickscale Studios. As always, I am glad to have you back with me for another Lego versus partwork build of the Back to the Future DeLorean. So hopefully last week you caught the progress report that sort of summed up where we're at in the process so far. If not, I'll put a link down below so you can catch up with that. So today we're going to continue on with the build, and we're going to be working on issues 17 through 20 in the partwork build and steps 57 through 70 in the Lego build. So we're going to be working with the Lego. We're going to continue working on the base. And then for the partwork build, we're going to continue working on the transmission and then also start working on the engine. So let's get building. So welcome back to the DeLorean build. Let's get started with the partwork issue 17. Here's the magazine. And it looks like we are going to be working on the engine and transmission case. So here are our instructions. And then the magazine. All right, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to be taking the engine bottom and the sump pump pan. Try to say that 5 times fast. Sump pump pan. And this part is, the engine bottom is metal, but the sump pump pan is plastic. So we're going to want it on this side with this little notch facing down. And this is sort of thinner at the top than the bottom. We want the thin side up at the top. And these lugs are going to match in with these screw holes here, just like so. And then we're going to screw it in with 2 FP screws. So here is the first one. All right, that is in. And now we are going to take the transmission rear case. And we're going to bring back the transmission that we worked on in issue 16. So let me grab that. All right, here we go. And I think we have a little misprint in the magazine. It says to secure these in with DP screws, but we do not have DP screws. We have DM screws. All right, so we want to make sure that the engine or the transmission is facing this way. And then this is just going to fit on here just like this. And these are 2 metal parts, so we're going to use our DM screws. Like I said, the instructions say DP screws, but we do not have DP screws. We only have DM screws. And since we are going into metal, DM makes sense. So we are going to take 2 DM screws, and because we are going into metal, I'm going to dip them in a little oil. And one more. All right, so there's that. Now I keep changing screwdrivers on you. These are the 2 screwdrivers that came with the kit. I find that they're either too small or too big. So I've been switching off to one of my Wera screwdrivers, and I got these on Amazon. I will put a link to where, so you can order them if you want. These are much better. Plus, they have this turning, so when you're turning, the end of the screwdriver isn't rubbing on your palm. It turns, so no blisters or irritation. So these are great. All right, so our next step is to take the engine front, which is this piece, which is, again, all metal. And we are going to be attaching that to the rear of the transmission, and that is going to sit in here just like that. And that's going in with more DM screws. All right, and that is now secured in there. So now we're going to take starter 1 and starter 2. This looks like it is just a press fit. One hole is smaller than the other. So we're just going to take this and we are just going to press this on. And that's a tight fit. You don't need any glue there. That will hold itself in. We're going to turn this guy around. And there is an alignment lug here at the bottom and then a hole here. This is going to go just like so. And that is going to be attached with an AP screw. So let me get that ready. All right, so now that is installed. And now we want to take the engine bottom, and you'll see that one of these little posts is taller than the other. That you want toward the transmission, and this is going to go in just like this. Attach that with JM screws. All right, so there we have it. So this is our transmission with the bottom of our engine. We got our sump pump. So that is all there is for issue 17. So let's get in here. We are going to be working more on the engine, plus filters and manifolds. Exciting. All right, so here's our instructions. And then, of course, the magazine. And then a preview of what we get in the next issue. So let's grab our parts. Here are our parts for issue 18. We have the engine back, the engine right side, engine left side, and then we have the manifolds, and then we also have fuel filter and oil filter. Let's get building. All right, first thing we need to do is attach our fuel pump. And that's going to go on the engine right side. So you can tell the difference between the two pieces. So this is the right side because it has these two holes here and these two posts. And this is the left side, and it does not have that. It just has these details here. So this is the one we want. So I'm going to set that other one aside. So this is metal, this is plastic, and that's going to go in with an AP screw. All right, so there we have that. And now we're going to take the oil filters. And that is going to go right beside the fuel pump, and there is a notch here. So if we just line that up just like so. I wish the fuel one would have had a notch because it kind of spun around a bit. So let me just get that seated in there, just like so. And that is going in with another AP screw. All right, there we go. So that is the fuel pump and the oil filter attached. So now we're going to take the same part and we're going to be attaching the right manifold. So we want the one with the hole in the middle and the hole on the end. You're going to position them so the holes are facing up, and they are going to go right in there like this. And again, AP screws. All right, so now we have that attached. Right, so now we're going to take the other side of the engine and the other manifold. And again, you want the hole facing up. So this is going to go in just like this. And again, we're putting in our trusty AP screws. All right, just like that. And now we're going to take over the part that we were working on in the last issue. And we're going to take the side with the fuel pump and the oil filter. And that's going to sit in there like that. There is a locating lug right here and a hole. So you'll want to get that in there. And then just line that up. And that's going in with our DM screws. All right, now we'll get the other side in. There we go. So we got that side in, and then of course we're going to put the other side in. That's going to go in, and again there's this little lug here that's going to go into this hole. So that is going to sit in there just like this. Just line that up. And again, DM screws. All right, and there we have that side. And our last step is to take the engine back, and we are going to secure that right here like so. And again, that's going in with DM screws. So let me get that ready. All right, and that is it. That's all that we have to do for issue 18. So the engine and transmission is looking pretty good. And this is pretty heavy as well. It's pretty much, other than this and these little pieces on the side, the main parts are all metal. So yeah, it's pretty hefty. All right, moving on to issue 19 of the part work. Let's see. All right, so we are going to continue on with the engine, and we'll be including the air pipes, the water pump, and some hoses. So that should be exciting. So here's the magazine. And then our preview for the next issue, which looks like it's going to be intake manifolds. All right, so here are our parts for issue 19. And they did include a pair of tweezers, although I'll probably use the ones that I have been using. But you do get a set with issue 19. So let's get into this. So we get the engine top, an auxiliary air pipe, water hoses, water pump, water distribution pipes, and some screws. So we're going to take the water hoses and the water pumps, or the water pump, and we're going to turn this way. And this is going to sit right in here. And that's going to be attached with an AP screw. And that tight, be careful, you don't want to crack that. So then we're going to take our engine bottom, and you want to have these 3 posts facing you. And this is going to go in just here, like so. And then we're going to turn that over, and those are going to be attached with AP screws. First side in, and we'll get the second side in. All right, that's in. So now we're going to take this, and now we're going to attach, I believe these are the water distribution pipes. Now there is a hole in the water pump that will accept this lug here. And so we're going to put that in there. We're going to push that in. And that is a pretty tight fit. And then we're going to screw these into those 3 posts that we had on the end here. And those are going to go in with the AM screws. Yeah, that is a tight fit into here. So you want to make sure that it is seated all the way. Otherwise, the holes will not line up. And the last one. All right, perfect. Okay, so now we're going to take the auxiliary air pipe, and that's going to go right on this post here, and that's going to go in with another AM screw. Just be patient, and then eventually you'll get it. No big deal. And then the last thing is we're going to take this pipe, and there are 2 little pegs here. We're going to fit this onto the top peg. All right, so there we have it. Not sure if you can see that, but there we have it. Okay, so that is all for issue 19. So let's move on to issue 20. Here's issue 20. So we are, let's see, we are working on the intake manifolds. So here are our instructions. Here's the magazine. All right, so here are our parts, and these are all plastic, so we got a ton of AP screws. So we have a left air intake, a right air intake, we have the intake bottoms, we have the intake manifolds, and then we have a lot of screws. So let's get into this. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is be screwing these into here. I believe these pieces are identical, so we don't have to worry about which one is right, which one is left. So these are all going in with AP screws. All right, so I'm not going to tighten these all the way because I want to get them in there first. Because, yeah, trying to get all these in there is going to be a little tricky. All right, so we got one side. So then we just want to repeat with this side. All right, so we got those in. Luckily, the screw holes in the air intakes are sort of offset, so you can't put them in. You can only put them in one way. So you want to make sure that these 2 hole sections are on the same side, and then these 2 sections are on the same side. So again, these are going to go in with AP screws. So I'm going to go diagonal and do this one and then this one. All right, so that is that attached. And next we're going to bring over our engine piece that we made in the last episode. And we are going to put these in just like that. Those are going to fit in there. And then we're going to put these in on the other side with AP screws. Right, so that is all 6 in. I do feel like that is a little overkill. I think maybe just the 4 corners, but oh well. So we got that in. So that is what this is looking like so far. And that is it for issue 20. All right, so we finished issue 17 of the part work build. So let's get into steps 57 through 70 of the Lego build. And if you remember, we left off in our last full episode. We have the base here, and then we have this contraption that we've been working on. So it looks like we're going to continue to work on this. So I'm going to set this aside for now. All right, and then we have these boxes here, which should contain some rubber bands. Yes, we have 2 here. So those are going to go right here, like so. I'm going to go around this piece and onto this yellow piece. And then on this side, go around there and onto the yellow piece, just like that. Now we want to make another one of these. So I'm going to set this aside. All right, so this is funny. So because we have to make another one of these, we're going all the way back. We were at step 61, and now we're going all the way back to step 45 to create another one of these. So I will bring you back when I have this other one complete, and we'll continue on. All right, so we have the other one complete, and now we are going to join them to the base. All right, so we're just going to put them on either end here, and we're going to take these and line them up with the holes. And we want to make sure that we get them on there. You want to make sure that you engage the gears. Just like so. All right, so now we have both of those on there. All right, that is step 70. So we've attached the 2 gear mechanisms and locked those into place. And then we've started on this part. So yes, in the next episode, we will be moving on to steps 71 through 84, I believe. 71 through 84. And that wraps up another episode of building. So let's do a quick summary of where we're at so far as steps completed and parts. So for the Fanhome build, we completed 26 steps and used 26 parts. And for the Lego build, we completed 44 steps and used 104 parts. And remember, on the Lego, even though we're doing 14 steps per episode, some of those steps include sub-steps. So I'm counting all of that as the step total. So to date, for the part work build, we've completed 159 steps and used 146 parts. And for the Lego build, we have completed 181 steps and used 470 parts. All right, so that is where we're at for episode 5. So next week we're gonna keep working on the engine. We're gonna get into the distributor cap. There will be the use of tweezers, so definitely stay tuned for that. And as always, until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.